In this video, we're going to be taking a look at a few options to organize your everyday carry gear from Alpaka. So I've got the Alpaka hub pouch, the Alpaka utility pouch, and the Alpaka admin pouch. So let's start with materials for all three of these, and they're all black, but they're all three different versions of X-PAC. So this one is the hub pouch, and this is VX42. This is the X50 version of the utility pouch. And then this is the VX21 version of the admin pouch. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a close-up view of all three of the materials on these, and they're all a little bit different. So, you know, the VX21 is definitely very smooth. It feels nice, it looks pretty good. You can see the cross weave, the typical cross weave pattern from, the diamond pattern from X-PAC. As you would expect, the VX42 is not quite as smooth, feels a little bit more heavy duty, not as nearly as lightweight as the material on the admin pouch. You could definitely feel the difference. Slightly less smooth, although still pretty smooth, especially compared to the X50. Now the X50, that almost feels like canvas. That's got the 500D outer face to it, and it is very obvious that this is much less smooth. It has a much more matte finish to it, and it almost has a canvas feel to it. And I really like the X50, I like the way that feels. The back of this pouch too, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's 1680D. I believe that's ballistic nylon. I couldn't find it in the description. I thought I read somewhere that was ballistic, but it's definitely not X-PAC. You can see the difference in that material on the back, and I'm fairly certain that is a ballistic nylon. So material-wise, really interesting to see the three different types of material and what their differences are up close. And if I had to choose one, you know, I guess for a pouch, I do like the VX21, and I don't really need a whole lot of abrasion resistance and durability out of my admin pouch. It's not like I'm gonna be skipping this thing off the concrete or dragging it behind my truck or something, but you know, if I were for pack material, you know, I think this is great, the X50. And it does feel like it would be much more durable. So let's continue on with the exterior of all three of these. They're all YKK zippers. On the utility pouch, we've got a front pocket with an AquaGuard zipper and then a standard reverse coil zipper all the way around the outside, and then another AquaGuard zipper for the back panel. So I'm a little confused as to why these two zippers would be AquaGuard and this one isn't. I mean, the bulk of your stuff is going to be inside the main compartment, so you know, I'm a little bit confused about that. On the hub pouch is just reverse coil zippers all the way around. This one's a little different. There is no AquaGuard zippers on this one, just reverse coil YKK. Smaller zipper slides too than the utility pouch, which you would expect. This is a much smaller pouch. And then same with this, so just two reverse coil zippers on this one and YKKs. These are very smooth zippers. And let me, comparison to there's definitely more resistance on these, not quite as smooth. Their reverse coil zippers are extremely smooth. I will say overall, as far as zipper pulls go, so you can see, all the zipper pulls on these are the same. You've got a little D-ring on some Hypalon, and that's connected to the zipper. I'm on the fence with their zipper pulls, and as you can see, I experimented a little bit with the hub pouch. So this one, I pulled that pull off, and I can reinstall the original if I wanted to, but I just want to see what it would be like with a paracord pull on it. And I gotta say, I think I'm gonna switch the other two out because I'm really on the fence with these zipper pulls. I mean, they're nice. They offer good purchase. They're good for opening and closing. They're a little bit bulky though, and very jangly. So, not too much of an issue, I guess, for these two. These are going to be inside a bag, and you're not going to hear that. But this one's convertible to a sling, and we'll get into that in a minute. But if you're wearing this on your body, I mean, you're definitely going to hear that. I mean, I feel like I'm wearing sleigh bells. All right, so let's open these up and take a look at the inside, and we'll start with the hub pouch. This one I've featured in some videos before. I did a short on this as well. I don't have anything in here, but just show you the inside. It offers pretty good organization for a pouch that size, and I was able to use this comfortably for a little battery pack. You know, I have a small power bank that would fit in the back, and then some cables, a multi-tool, a flashlight, and some various odds and ends. So small size, but it is pretty handy, and it's pocketable, so that's nice. I mean, if you wanted to, you could use this as a wallet. That's the nice thing about this, the little hub pouch is you can stick this in your pocket. It's very small, it doesn't take up a lot of space. You can really put it in a small area in your bag. Quick access pocket. So moving on to the admin pouch. The admin pouch is slightly larger. Well, I would say more than slightly. It's considerably larger than the hub pouch and offers more space and organization. So opening this up, I've got a multi-tool in here. I've got some solid cologne, a micro Streamlight flashlight. That's a nice bright, that's a AAA version. I've got a pair of nail clippers in here and field notes, and then just some miscellaneous pens, markers, a grease pen, pencil, and then I got some screen wipes back here. So nice, easy to load out, pretty good capacity, and you know, this pocket has some volume to it. So if we look at that top pocket, that's got some volume, and then you know, these pockets over here, I really don't see them being suited for anything much besides pens or maybe longer tools. If you had a pair of the Nip-X, maybe those would fit in there, but you're going to need to put something longer in there or risk losing it to the bottom. So those are long pockets. And then you got a slip pocket back here. Obviously you can put whatever you want in there, and another slip pocket in the back. Otherwise there's one quick access pocket on the front, and I've got some Duke Cannon cold shower wipes in there. These are great to have on hand. I should note too that the front of this is all Velcro, well, largely Velcro. It came with these two little Alpaka patches, and obviously you can put whatever patch on the outside of this you want. So very nice, handy pouch. I've got it really loaded out as an admin pouch with some writing utensils, some note-taking equipment, and some odds and ends, but that's it. And you can see with that loadout, that's pretty much maxed out. You're not gonna get too much more in there. So I do wish this had some elasticity to it, because unless you have something that fits nice and snugly in that pocket, it is easy to slip in and out. So this is Gerber Flick, and it is a little bit, I mean, it's small enough to fit in the pocket, but not really tightly, so it's not retained. And that's really the same with all my Leatherman multi-tools. They're gonna run the risk of sliding out when you open it. It would be very nice to have some elasticity to that. Otherwise, everything else is secure, and that's a nice pouch. So moving on to the utility pouch. This one's nice. This one's got a little bit more volume. It's, you know, about the same width, might be slightly wider than this. That's about the same width, I think, as the admin pouch, but it's a little bit longer, and it's definitely got a little bit more depth to it, so it's a little thicker. And this is pretty versatile, because not only is it a pouch and it could, like a small tech case, but it also converts to a sling. And you've got 2 points right here to hook the mini strap that it comes with into. And I don't have the strap with me. It's the same strap that Alpaka offers in the modular sling, for instance. And it's just a very narrow seatbelt like strap with some hooks on the end that go through here and then lock in place. So very handy, because this can sit in your bag as a small tech organizer, as I mentioned, or, you know, a tool organizer. And then if you want to just grab this and go, you snap the strap in there, and it is a small sling. You've also got a little grab handle on the back here, which is nice. So when it's loaded out tight though, that handle's kind of tight. So I'll start with these outside pockets, and I don't have anything in the back one. And to be honest with you, when this is loaded out, these pockets are tight. So unless you're gonna stick some receipts in there, or maybe a card or two, passport potentially, it's very tight with the inside loaded out. It's pretty cool. You can see the bright orange honeycomb ripstop in there. Very cool material. This pocket's much the same. This does have a little bit of volume to it, so you've got a little bit more give here, but even my recycled firefighter slim wallet, which is a pretty minimalist wallet, is tight going in here. So you can drop a little bit more in this one. You got a little bit more room, but again, it's very tight when it's loaded out. All right, now moving on to the inside. These are all the same too in terms of branding. You got a little bit of Hypalon with Alpaka on there. So if you can see that, you've got the Alpaka branding on there. Same with this pouch. You got a little tag on there, branded with Alpaka. And very low-key branding, and it's not at all intrusive, so pretty nice. This one would be the exception. There's no branding that I can see on the exterior of the hub pouch. So moving on to the interior of the utility pouch. This one holds quite a bit more gear. So I will go through what I have in here. I have a multi-tool, and this is a charge multi-tool from Leatherman. That's all I have on that side. I've got a Streamlight Micro Stream. This is the USB rechargeable version. So I like these. I have a couple of these that I like to carry because they're very small and they're pretty bright. So I do like these. I've got a lighter in here, and that's really it for these two pockets. Back here, I've got a very small, thin, portable power bank. So this is 10,000 milliamp hours, enough to charge your phone once or twice, maybe top off an iPad if necessary. Some field notes. I've got a Fisher Space Pen. I will say this pen loop is very loose. So, I mean, when you zip this up, it's kind of cradled right there, so I don't worry about it falling out necessarily, but this pen loop is very loose. So if you got a fat pen, good place to put it. I bet you it'd probably fit this flashlight pretty well. That might be maybe a better place to put the flashlight, but then I don't really know where I would put the pen. I don't think it'll fit in there. So very loose pen loop, and I guess you don't have to use it as a pen loop, but you know, that's immediately what I thought of when I saw it. And if you put a full-size pen in there and the clip's up here, you know, to clip that in there, it's gonna sit way too low. So I wish that loop was a little bit tighter. Now moving over to this side, I'm a little bit torn on this side of the pouch, and the reason is you've got a big zip opening right here, but then you've got three very small pockets. So you can see by the stitching there, which is some pretty beefy stitching, that this is not a full width pocket, and you're really limited by what you can put in there. So I've seen a lot of people put challenge coins in here. I really have no desire to carry a challenge coin around with me, but that would fit perfect. I've got my AirPods in there. AirPods do fit perfect. So this is the V2, the newest version of the Pros. I keep a little bit of solid cologne in that one. That fits pretty well. This is from Amazon. Urban Prince is the scent, and I can't remember what the brand is, but these are pretty handy. They smell good and they're very small, easy to carry around. I bought a pack that came with 3 different flavors, scents. I guess you don't eat cologne. And then in this last one, I've got a little charging cable, magnetic charging cable. So this is a multi-cable, and this is very, very handy. It's got a little bit of rubber on there to hold it together. These are magnetized. You got a little flat cable there, and this is USB A or C, and then it can go to Lightning, and then also built into the Lightning is a micro USB, or you can flip this out of the way and go to USB-C. So very handy little cable to have on you. Works great for charging a phone. You know, you plug in, let's say, to the back of this battery, and then your phone sits right on top, and you got a nice short cable. So this cable fits in there perfectly. And then I've got a little phone stand and some screen wipes in here as well. So aside from that, you can see the interior of both of these have the ripstop orange honeycomb material. That is very cool looking material. I really like that material. And then you've got an Alpaka tag in here, and that's really about it. So overall, bottom line, what I like about these is I think the material's great. I love the X-PAC. Don't really know which one I prefer. I guess it really depends on use case, but I'm leaning towards the X50. I really do like that X50 material. So I like the organization these offer, the convenience. They're relatively affordable yet extremely well made. YKK zippers, great materials throughout. Construction is top notch. Some of the organization choices and the way they set up pockets is a little bit questionable, as I mentioned, especially in this pouch. I think this one would be much more usable if this was a big space. And it is, you know, it's kind of strange too. So on the bottom of these stitches, they go through, so I can actually put my finger through there. So if you put stuff in there that's small enough, it could get stuck on the bottom if it slips through there. But otherwise, very limiting the way they set that up. I think I'd like to see a version maybe that didn't have those in there, and this is a big pocket. On the other hand, if you have stuff that fits in there, like, I mean, to be honest, it works out pretty perfect as like a little tech organizer for me. AirPods, charging cable, and well, cologne, I guess. They all fit in there perfect for me. As far as dislikes go, I really, again, I'm on the fence about the zippers, but really I think I dislike the zippers. They're just a little bit jangly, and they're bulky. They kind of get in the way when you're sliding this in and out of places. Like, that's a lot of zipper pull, and that double overed loop is just a little on the bulky side. But really, I mean, there's not much else to dislike about these. They're pretty well made, and they're nice pouches.